I got my squat to 180 kg as a calisthenics athlete. The majority of the stuff I do is weighted pull-ups, weighted dips, skills like the back lever and the iron cross. But at the same time, I was still able to get myself to a 4-plate squat. Raw, by the way, no belt, no sleeves, no wraps, whilst low-key skipping legs as well. I started to focus on mobility last year, and that is what really blew up my squat. Focus on ankle mobility, do your calf raises, do your tibialis raises. Focus on hip mobility, do lunges, do hip flexor stretches like the butterfly stretch. Do knee mobility, do reverse Nordics. Get your squats deeper and build up in those deeper ranges of motion. These are the things to focus on. Strengthen your lower back, and not just in terms of the muscles, but also the flexibility that you have when it comes to that. Do the McGill Big 3, which are the side plank, or you can do the hollow body hold instead. But definitely do the modified curl up and the bird dog. These exercises are what actually unlock squat strength. And most of my leg day as well, like I said, I'm low-key skipping legs, right? Most of my leg day is not even leg movements, and that isn't to avoid legs because it hurts to do legs. I used to do crazy leg volume. I used to do this drop set of death, which was over 200 reps. It's the most brutal physical training that you can put yourself through in the gym. And I used to do this every single leg day, so I'm no stranger to pushing legs hard. But the truth is that you don't need to push them insanely hard with these accessories and stuff like that to see progress. All you need to do is do squats, because of course if you want to get good at squats, you gotta do squats. And what you need for squats isn't anything too crazy. Make sure to warm up properly. What's important when it comes to the squat warm up, which no one really talks about, is warming up your wrists and shoulders as well, not just your legs. Warm up your wrists and shoulders, because when you're holding the bar on your back in a barbell back squat, if you don't warm up the wrists and shoulders, especially as you get heavier, you're gonna cook them. You're gonna cook those joints. You're gonna cook the forearms, the rotator cuff. So make sure that you warm those up. And then besides that, it doesn't need to be super complicated. Do your squat warm-ups the same way that you do weighted warm-ups with bench press, or the same way you do it with weighted pull-ups or something like that. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. With your working sets, lower reps have their place, higher reps also have their place. What works very well is to have a top set where you have a heavier weight. So for instance, today I worked up through my squat warm-ups up to 160 kg. I did that for 4 reps. Then after that I went down to 140 kg and did 2 sets of that with paused techniques, so deep at the bottom, pausing it at the bottom, and did 2 sets of 4 reps when it came to that. And then when it comes to other days, you can experiment. You can do higher reps. So I've done sets of 140 kg for 10 reps. I've done higher reps and volume. I've done 2 sets, 3 sets, 4 sets. As long as you stay roughly between 2 to 4 sets, and you have both lower rep ranges and higher rep ranges at times. Mostly lower is fine. And you have some paused variations. That's all you need. And you have these powerlifters, which I don't understand how you can seriously be a powerlifter in the Big 26, okay? And just be a powerlifter. Because, yes, it's very impressive. I'm not denying that it's impressive. Of course it is, by far. But it's so boring, mate. And you'll hear all the time for powerlifting. It's like, yes, I've kind of fallen out of love with training recently. I don't know, it's just like, it's not the same anymore. It's like, yeah, really? Really? You're not finding it enjoyable when you have these 4-week cycles, and in the first week 1, so you're doing RPE 5 singles, so you can still have 5 reps in reserve. Your max might be 140, but you're doing 110 for 1 rep. And people will say, yeah, you can train the accessories harder in these days, in the week ones, but mate, that is boring. And it's not like the fatigue you induce is just through the nervous system. Like if you train the accessories hard, if you start doing your leg extensions and your Bulgarian split squats really, really difficult to compensate for how low intensity your actual compounds were, it's not just nervous system fatigue, you got muscular fatigue as well. So if you're trying to have the fatigue management, it matters. Don't train everything to failure. Don't do squats to RPE 10 absolute failure. But don't make it so boring, mate. Because man, is it absolutely boring to train that kind of way. So all you need to do is keep it simple. Do some paused variations. Do some lower rep stuff. Do some higher rep stuff. Focus on mobility. So the main exercises that will unlock that for you. Learn Nordic curls and reverse Nordic curls. Those are golden. Build yourself up with those and you'll have no problems when it comes to squat mobility. Of course, it's good to strengthen ankle mobility too, which you'll naturally do if you keep training squats. But having some calf raises, having some tibialis raises is definitely a good idea. Do the lower back exercises that I mentioned. And that's all you need to do. Start your sessions, warm up, do the squats, then you can do other stuff. Like I do iron cross and handstands in the middle because I'm focused on calisthenics. It's fine. If you want to do front lever training, you want to do planche training, you want to do some weighted calisthenics after you've done your squats, as long as you're not training super hard, you can do that. That's perfectly fine to do. In fact, it gives you opportunities to train upper body stuff that you couldn't do on the other days. So iron cross is fatiguing, right? So I can't be doing that on my push or pull days. So I just slot it into the leg day. And that works extremely well. You do this, and your squat will blow up, man. You'll be doing numbers that surprise you. You'll still be able to progress the calisthenics movements in unison. Does it make it a bit harder? Sure, of course it does. But all you need to do, if you have bigger legs, is get stronger. If you have bigger legs, yes, pull-ups are going to be harder, front lever is going to be harder, back lever is going to be harder, planche is going to be harder. So just get stronger, man. That's the love of the game. Don't you want to see your maximum strength? Isn't it too easy if you just do calisthenics but with twig legs? Surely you want to see what you're capable of. Surely you want to have that be possible and think outside the box and not just be one of these boring bodybuilders and powerlifters in the big 26, bro. And if you want to have that kind of limitless strength when it doesn't have you constrained in these boxes, to develop that training IQ for yourself, to see your body's capability in all of these realms, to be someone who can do these sessions where, as I'll be doing in the future, you can start with a 200 kg squat, full iron cross, handstand push-up, effortless weighted reverse Nordics and Nordics in the same session. This kind of stuff is only possible if you have this belief and this desire towards limitless strength. So if that's what you want to see for yourself, check out the link below, book a call, and we'll speak there. And as always, remember, bro, keep improving.